ahead and get started. You can come down on your back as always. Start in Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet to touch, knees fall out wide like a butterfly, and then roll your entire spine down onto the mat. Take a couple moments to wiggle it out, shake it out, just get comfortable. Seal your entire body down. As you find your space, find your comfort in this moment, find your stillness. Take just some deep breaths in, audible exhale out, a little quicker, inhale, exhale, one more inhale, exhale, just letting out all the static energy, all the kind of excitement we have in our bodies. And then place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, slow down. And now take your inhales and exhales as deep and long as you can. So inhale through your belly, through your side bodies, through your heart. Hold, sip in one more bit of air. Exhale, let it all go. Another inhale through your belly, through your side bodies, through your heart. Hold. Exhale it all out. One more time. Inhale through your belly, through your side bodies, through your heart. Hold. Sip in one more ounce of air. Audible exhale out. Stay with your own breath. You can keep them that long and intentional. Or if you'd like to exhale with sealed lips to cultivate some more heat, create an oceanic sound in the back of your throat, that is absolutely welcome as well. In these first moments, do a nice little body scan. So notice what feels tight, maybe what feels nice and loose today. I know after Hannah's bar class yesterday, my hips and glutes are pretty tight. And that's something I notice in my own body, but maybe your body feels different. Maybe you notice your spine is feeling a little weird. Maybe you're arching your back, your lower back isn't pressed into the mat yet. Maybe your shoulders feel hunched. Whatever it is, just take notice of it without judgment. And let all that notice go. We're going to set our intention here in class today. We're going to be taking a slightly slower, more deliberate flow with lots of holding. I invite you today in your practice, have the intention of self-reflection in some aspect. Maybe you're reflecting on how brave, strong, and resilient you are. Maybe you're reflecting on something you're scared to do but would like to do. Whatever it is, just take these 60 moments for you on your mat in your space and reflect on something about yourself. Try to make it positive in some way. So even if it's something you want to work on, it's something you're working towards rather than something you're not achieving. So right here, take a breath in. Think of that thing you want to do better, you want to acknowledge for yourself. Exhale, let it go. As you're ready, bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Hug your knees in, close them like a book, and then hug them into your chest. And begin to rock side to side. Maybe you take some circles with your knees. If you circle one way, make sure you circle the other. As always, my class and my cues are just guidance, just suggestions. So take what works, leave the rest. You never need to do anything I say. Just listen to your body. Take that aspect of self-reflection here in these 60 moments and do what you need. If you want to open through your hips a bit more, you can take a modified happy baby grab for your knee pits behind your knees and just hug your knees in towards your armpits. Maybe you circle out your wrists here, circle out your ankles, fly your legs up. Take whatever movements feel good. Just let this be your practice. As you're ready, bring your hands behind your knees. Begin to rock and roll the length of your spine. Get playful with it. Have your own self-expression here. And then as you're ready, roll over, come into a tabletop position. In your tabletop, your shoulders stack over your wrists, your hips stack over your knees. Make a big palm with your hands. So spread your fingers wide, really create a nice stable surface for yourself, and then press into the L shape of your pointer finger and your thumb. That'll protect your wrists. Press the tops of your feet down into the mat, and then hug your belly button up and out behind your spine. So imagine there's a string coming up straight behind your belly button, pulling it up towards the ceiling. With that engaged, active core, inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly, shine your heart, but can you keep pulling your belly button back? So rather than splaying out your ribs, can you hold your lower ribs in here? Spread your collarbones wide. Inhale. Exhale, cat, round and curl through your spine. Press up again. Can you pull your belly button up and in? Super active core. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Continue flowing through your cat-cow with your own breath. If you'd like, there's always options, so you can bring your hands to point back towards your knees, maybe feel more of a forearm stretch. You can also come onto the backs of your hands to feel a nice wrist opening. If you'd like to throw a little yogi tantrum, let out a lot of the frustration, the tension you might have in your body. Tap out the tops of your feet, make some noise. You can barrel roll your body. Again, these are all just options. So take what works, leave the rest. Staying with your breath. Your breath is key. Breath is what guides you, keeps you here. Come back to your tabletop pose. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale as slowly as you can. Your whole long exhale, come to downward facing dog with control. Nice. And then maybe pedal into one knee, pedal into the other. Take notice of your hands, your shoulders. Can you spiral your biceps towards your ears? So essentially bring the pit of your elbow closer facing up towards the sky to release your shoulders down your back. Then inhale, come up onto your tiptoes. Exhale, slowly release your heels. Inhale, up to your tiptoes. Exhale, release. Inhale, shift forward to a high plank. Hold here. So your shoulders are stacked directly over your wrists. Your hips are in line with your shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. Try not to move your hands or your feet. One more time. Inhale, come to high plank. Exhale without adjusting your hands and feet. Down dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Step or walk your feet up to meet your hands. Feet are hips width distance or wider. And then take a nice deep bend in your knees. Let your head, neck hang heavy. You can grab for opposite elbows. Begin to sway side to side. Staying with your breath, staying with your intention of self-reflection. Maybe every inhale you say, I am. Maybe every exhale, strong, brave, resilient, whatever it is. Inhales, I am. Exhales, brave. As you continue to sway here, can you shift your weight more into your toes? Allow your back body to hang heavy. Slowly release your hands. Toe heel your feet to touch or leave your feet hips width distance, whatever serves you best. If your toes touch, there's a slight sliver of space between your heels. On your longest inhale yet, roll all the way up to standing, bone by bone, piece by piece. Your head, neck, and shoulders come last. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up. Exhale, release them down your spine. Inhale, shrug your shoulders. Exhale, release, soften your gaze or close your eyes. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment here. I encourage that self-reflection, whatever it is for you today. These are your 60 moments. This is your practice, so make this time for you. Deep breath in. Audible exhale. Blink your eyes open. Have a great class. Inhale, mountain pose, root down through all four corners of your feet as your biceps lift to frame your ears. And then can you take your pinky fingers and spiral them in towards one another? So notice how my palms, it's almost like the palms of my hands face the back of the room. That'll release your shoulders down your back. Yes. And can you hug your core in? So rather than bumping your booty back or maybe tucking your pelvis forward, can you find neutral spine? Hannah, tuck your pelvis under, pull your hip bones up towards your shoulders. Find your breath here. And hold. I told you we're going to be holding things a little longer. I want to give you time in the moment, in this space, to really sink into these postures. Deep breath in. Exhale, baby back bend. Spread your collarbones wide as you go up and over an imaginary beach ball behind you. So rather than pushing your hips forward too much, again, can you keep your pelvis stable? Just lift through your collarbones, shine through your heart. Think up rather than back. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Slight bend in your knees, hands come through heart center. Hang heavy. Shift your weight into your toes. Maybe you pedal one knee, pedal the other, waking up through your hamstrings. Let your head relax. Inhale, halfway lift, press into your shins or your thighs. So for me, I have a long torso. If I press into my shins, you'll notice my back is not actually flat. So pressing into my thighs allows me to lift my shoulders up in line with my hips, hug my shoulder blades together, and then can you engage your core? Can you pull your belly button up? Inhale here. Exhale, high plank. Plant your hands, step your feet back. Hold here. Press into the shape of your L, shape of your fingers. Press up behind your heart. Hug your belly button in. Yes, you can. Slight bend in your elbows. Deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, come through to a seat. You can find a toe stand if you'd like. So as I demo chaturanga, I invite you to take this seated posture. Might be really intense. This is stretching out our feet, all those little muscles, all that tissue in our feet. Maybe it's too much. Maybe you're here. That's fine. Maybe you don't take it. I'm going to demo our 3 chaturanga options. So first option, you'll meet in that high plank. Take a full intentional inhale. And on your exhale, you'll meet us in downward facing dog. Second option, you can inhale, come to halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, high plank. Then you're going to inhale, hinge forward 2 inches to stack your elbows over your wrists, then lower down to your knees. Bend your elbows 90 degrees, no more. Hug your belly button and squeeze your elbows in tight. Untuck your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Notice my knees are off the mat, so I'm pressing into the tops of my feet to lift, to spread my collarbones. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Third option, you'll come from your halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. You'll do the same thing just off your knees. So you'll hinge forward. Exhale, come to 90. Hug your elbows in, hug your core in tight. Untuck your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Again, my knees are off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, you ready? We're going to flow through 2 times breath to movement. I encourage you move at your own pace. Take what works, leave the rest. This is your practice. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step, hop, or float forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Flow through any version of chaturanga you'd like. We meet in downward facing dog or wherever else is comfortable in your practice. When you're ready, begin to flow again. Inhale, gaze forward. Bend your knees. Exhale, step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Again, flow through whatever version you'd like. You can try a different version each time if you'd like. We meet in down dog. Inhale together. Think of your self-reflection goal. Exhale, let it go. One more time. Inhale. This is your practice. Exhale. Thank yourself for being here. Inhale. Gaze forward. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sink down and back into an imaginary chair behind you as your biceps come to frame your ears. So really important here, activation in your feet. Your ankles, your knees, your inner thighs are all squeezing together as you're sinking your booty back. You should be able to see all 10 toes underneath you because you're sinking so far back. Then with your feet, can you imagine you're ripping the mat apart? So press your feet out without actually moving them to activate the entire outer leg. Yes, continue to sink back. Then with your core is engaged, your belly button's pulling back, your hip bones are pointing up towards your shoulders to find that pelvic tilt, neutral spine. Inhale here. Exhale, sink 1 inch deeper. Yes, you can. Inhale. Exhale, airplane your arms. Fly your arms by your side. Pinkies point towards one another to engage your triceps. Where are your knees? Sink them back. Sink your booty down. Lift your chest up. Yes. Inhale, chair pose. Arms coming back. Exhale, forward fold. Nice hold, everyone. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Flow through whatever variation of chaturanga you'd like. We meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right toes high. Gaze at your lifted foot, so make sure all 10 toes point down to square your hips. And then press with your right foot into an imaginary wall behind you. Feel this extension light up your left leg, your grounded leg. Inhale here. Exhale, scorpion dog. Bend your right knee, stack your right hip over your left hip. Bend, shake, wiggle with your legs while you try to keep your shoulders squared. Yes. So this is a slight twist coming from your mid-spine. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Draw your knee towards your nose and then your heel and toe lands. Stack your right ankle directly underneath your right knee and press up onto your left toes so that your left heel is lifted over your left toes. Lift, inhale, halfway lift just with your chest. Feel your legs light up. Exhale, low lunge. Hug your inner thighs together. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lift up with your torso. Yes, that's a huge movement. So much strength you have. Then bring your hands to your hips. Can you bring your left hip forward, right hip back?
Maybe you take a slight bend in your back knee to allow your shoulders to stack more neatly over your hips. That's totally fine. Then you'll just practice eventually lengthening through your left leg again to find that length in your hip flexor. Where's your breath? Stay with your intention. You can hold here and you will. Drag your right heel back. Imagine you're pressing it towards the back of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Plant your back foot down about 45 degrees. Arms come out to a T. And then find your alignment, inner arch, arch to heel. Let me say that again. Front heel meets your back arch or your back heel alignment-wise. Arms are at your T. And then can you spiral your right knee towards your right pinky toe without moving your foot? So just opening your hip. Find that alignment. Find your strength. You are so strong. Gaze is over your front middle finger. If that's comfortable in your neck. Activate through both legs as you pull your shoulders back to stack them over your hips. Where's your breath? Where's your intention? Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Without moving your torso from the hinge, just bring your hands to 6 and 12. So I say without moving your torso, because what we don't want is people hinging forward and then dumping as their arms fly. So you want to hinge forward, just your arms move as your torso stays long. One line of energy from the crown of your head to the back foot. Find your twist through your left shoulder. So left shoulder opens up, heart shines towards the left. Inhale, reverse warrior. Yes, you can. Keep that 90-degree bend. Right arm comes up and then back as your hips bump forward. Can you continue to press your right knee out towards the right pinky toe? Feel that hip opening. Stay with your breath. Stay with your intention. Where can you find resilience and strength in these holds? Inhale here. Exhale, plant your hands. Whew. Flow through your chaturanga. We meet in down dog. Amazing work. One breath in, down dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, lift your left toes high. Gaze at your back foot, your lifted foot. Make sure your toes point directly down. And then press into an imaginary wall behind you. This should activate your right leg, your grounded leg. If you press back, you'll feel that right hamstring light up. Inhale here. Exhale, scorpion your dog. Bend your left knee, stack your left hip over your right hip. You can take some bends, some shakes, some wiggles, but make sure your shoulders stay square to the mat, even though your hips are twisted. Stay with your breath. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Exhale, low lunge. Knee comes through to your nose, and then your heel, then toe lands. Stack your left knee over your left ankle. Your right toes press so that your right heel stacks over your right toes. Inhale, halfway lift just with your chest. Feel your hips. Exhale, low lunge. Hug your inner thighs together. Inhale, crescent lunge. Yes, you can. Press through your front foot. Imagine you're dragging your front heel back to the back of the mat, light up through your entire left leg. Then bring your hands to your hips. Can you shift your right hip forward, left hip back to square them? Maybe you take a slight bend in your back knee to stack your shoulders even more over your hips. Find your breath. Find one point of focus. Can you release your shoulders a bit? Take the tension out of your shoulders. Find your stability, your strength in your core and your legs. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Spiral your back foot down to 45 degrees. Find heel to heel or heel to arch alignment with your feet. Arms come out to a T. And then can you continue to push your left knee towards your left pinky toe, opening through your hip. Bring your shoulders back over your hips. Yes. And hold.
Where's your breath? Where's your intention? How can you self-reflect here in these longer holds, in these moments of stillness? How can you be the best version of yourself? Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Just move your arms to 6 and 12. Can you keep your torso lifted so there's one line of energy from the crown of your head out through your back foot? Yes. Lift up, twist through your right shoulder. Imagine my hand is behind your right shoulder blade. Breathe into that space and then twist from there. Inhale. Hold for your exhale. Yes, you can. Keep your lunge. Inhale, reverse warrior. I know the legs are burning. Left arm comes up and then back. Can you bump your hips forward to find more length through your left side body? And then lift up so that your right side body is lengthening as well. Inhale here. Exhale, windmill your hands. Plant them down, flow through whatever variation you'd like. Beautiful work. Inhale here. Hold for your exhale. We're going to flow through 2 times breath to movement. We're not going to flow through the chair part, so just what we just did. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, plant your hands. Flow through, we meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left toes high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, plant your hands. High to low plank or whatever variation serves you in this moment. Inhale here. Exhale, let it go. We flow through again. I encourage you, move at your own pace. My voice is just a guide. Inhale, lift your right toes high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, plant your hands. Flow through, high to mid plank. Chaturanga. We meet in downward facing dog. Last side. Inhale, lift your left toes high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands. Flow through whatever variation we meet in down dog for 1 round of breath. In our down dog, press through your hands, lift your hips up, deep breath in. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, come down to a seat. You can grab a sip of water, towel off. Maybe you come into a child's pose. Your knees come out wide. Big toes touch behind you. Just rest your forehead down into your space.
Feel your heart beating. Notice if your breath is maybe slightly shorter than it was at the start of class when we took those deep inhales and exhales. Can you try to get your breath back to that place? Your longest, most intentional, self-serving, self-reflective breath that you can. Maybe every inhale you think, I am. Every exhale, resilient, strong, brave. When you're ready to move on, meet me in downward facing dog. There's no rush. I will know to move on when I see you all there. So I'm taking my cues from you. All right, looks like most of us are there. Deep breath in together. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Feet come to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. We've been here before. Sink deep into your hips. Find your strong, stable chair. Rip them out apart with your feet. Stay with your breath. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Sink lower into your hips. Keep your heart lifted. Deep breath in, lengthen. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. So bring your left elbow to connect with your right knee, or don't. So for me, if I bring my elbow down to connect, I'm crunching my shoulders, crunching my spine. Try to keep a long spine. Just twist your left elbow towards your right knee as you continue to sink your hips back. Every inhale, you lengthen. Every exhale, you twist a little more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Bring your feet about hips width distance. Take your first and second finger, your pointer in your middle, wrap them around your toes. Have a nice hamstring opening stretch. So just clasp your two fingers around your big toe, then bend your elbows out to the side as you take a bend in your knee. Let your torso hang heavy. Maybe you begin to straighten your legs. Shake your head yes, shake your head no, just let that all go. And slowly release your hands. Toe heel your feet back together to touch. Inhale, chair pose, sink back again. Get stable, get set up here. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, prayer twist in the other direction. So your right elbow just comes towards your left knee. Again, you don't need to make the elbow to knee connection if it compromises the length of your spine. Inhales, lengthen. Exhales, twist a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Feel your core light up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, release. Come into gorilla pose this time. So walk your feet about hips width distance. Bring your hands underneath your feet. So you're stepping on your palms. Maybe you massage your wrists with your toes. Take a deep bend. Let your head hang heavy. Bring your weight into your toes. Feel your back body, your back of your legs open, expand. Find your deep breaths. Find your intention. Let your breath and intention always guide you throughout your practice. Release your hands and then come into a frog squat. So bring your feet out wide, hips, toes point out, heels in, and then hips sink down. Come into your little froggy squat. Whew. Bring your hands to heart center, pressing your elbows into your knees. This can be really intense. You can stay here if you'd like, Or you can come into a crow pose. Actually, let's do flying frog today since we're in our frog squat. So from your frog, keep your elbows pinned into your knees. Release your hands. Let them just fall in front of you. Let them fall. And then as you fall, maybe you lift your hips. Maybe you find a little flight with your toes. So your hands are pretty wide, depending on your body. You want your elbows to stay pressed to the inside of your knees. And then you can fly. Maybe you lift one leg, lift the other. Yes, Hannah. Yes, Elia. Amazing, Estella. If you're not digging any of this, you can always come into a child's pose. You can come into gorilla. All right, it looks like everyone's had their playtime. Beautiful. Come back into your froggy squat. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Just plant your hands, lift your legs high. Woo. Let that go. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to do a little more balancing. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Tree pose on your left. So left foot roots into the mat. Right foot comes to the inside of your calf or the inside of your thigh. Just avoid your knee joint. And then press your foot into your leg as much as your leg presses into your foot. Feel your hip opening. So try to draw your right knee back in line with your right hip. If you feel stable and secure, feel free to grow your branches any way you'd like. Staying with your breath, staying with your intention. You're so strong. You can hold this for so much longer than you know. Ooh, and if you fall out like I do, just come back into it. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly release. Nice hold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Tree pose on the left. So root down through your right foot. Left foot comes to the inside of your calf or the inside of your thigh. Leg presses into your foot as much as your foot presses into your leg. Then find your focus, find your stillness, and breathe. If you'd like to grow your branches again, you're welcome to. Maybe the same variation, maybe a different one. Maybe you flow in the wind a bit, add an extra challenge, whatever your body is calling for, whatever best serves you and your best self. Inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Beautiful work. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Flow through any variation we meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two right away. You've been here before. Find that heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Find your 90-degree bend in your front knee. Continue to press it open towards the pinky side edge. Find your breath. Feel your hips opening. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Now you're welcome to stay here, or if you'd like an added challenge, you can take a half bind if you'd like, or you can flow with me into half moon. So with or without your bind, maybe your left hand just comes to your left hip. Gaze at your right toes. Firm up through your entire right leg. Begin to shift your weight into your right toes. Slowly lift up into your half moon. Your left leg, your left leg lifts. Your right hand can come down in front of you. Your left arm lifts. Open your hip. So your left hip stacks on top of your right. Flex your left toes. Feel your entire right leg working That balance is helping. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly release. Nice. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten your front leg, bump your hips forward, lift up and back. And then exhale, triangle pose. This time, bump your hips back, reach, 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 reach. And when you can't reach any longer, just your arms come to 6 and 12. Slight bend in your front knee to avoid hyperextending. Feel your entire core engaged. If you'd like a little extra, you can float your bottom arm. Feel your entire abdominal, your obliques engage. Where's your breath? Inhale, star pose. Lift up, get big. Wiggle out your hips. Shake your wrists. Let go of any tension. Whew. And then parallel your feet to the short edges of your mat. Maybe your toes point slightly in. Inhale, spread your collarbones, lift your chest. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold with a flat back, hinge forward. Your hands can rest on your calves, the outsides of your feet, wherever you'd like. Maybe they just press right underneath your face. And in this static posture, this static hold, how can you come back to your breath, come back to your intention, come back to your self-reflective space? Continue to shift your weight into your toes to allow your hamstrings to open even more. Maybe you halfway lift with your spine to find more sensation. Everyone, inhale, halfway lift together. Exhale, just spider crawl your fingers to the right, find a runner's lunge. So pivot your feet, right foot comes to the outside of your hands, top right corner of your mat, to your left foot, left knee comes down onto the mat. Then lift up, press, shine your heart forward, inhale. Exhale, sink into your hips. Make sure your right ankle is in front of your right knee. And then just hold. Our hips hold so much tension, so much stress, so much frustration for us. How can you give yourself a little love here by allowing your hips to release some of that stress, some of that tension? Create more room for the person you want to become, the change you want to make in yourself. Inhale, shine your heart forward. Exhale, stay. And then inhale, tuck your back toes under, lift your right leg high. Maybe you take scorpion dog, flip dog, whatever you need in your practice. Wiggle, shake, and come back to a downward facing dog. We have one more side and then we cool down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left toes high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two right away. Get set up, get stable. Find your heel to arch alignment as always. And continue to press your left knee out towards the pinky side edge of your left foot. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. And then take whatever variation you took on the other side. So you can take a half bind with your top arm if you'd like. Maybe your right arm just comes to your right hip. If you'd like to move into half moon, gaze forward in front of your left toes. Begin to shift your weight into your left leg, your left foot. Lift your right foot high in line with your hip. Whew. Maybe your left hand comes down to the mat in front of you. Can you stack your hips? Spread your heart. Flex your right toes. Wherever you are, inhale. Exhale, everyone come back to extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten your front leg, bump your hips forward, lift up and back with your left hand. Feel this lengthening through your left side body. Inhale here. Exhale, triangle pose. Bump your hips back, hinge, hinge, hinge forward, and then bring your hands to 6 and 12. Lift up through both side obliques to shine your heart to the right. And if you want the extra challenge, you can lift your bottom arm, feel your obliques engage. Where's your breath? Inhale, star pose. Get big, shake it out, take up space, let it feel good. Then we're going to move into Prasarita again. This time, if you'd like the arm extension, you can clasp your hands at your lower back. Keep your palms pressed really tightly together. Then inhale, punch your fists down. Exhale, hinge forward, wide-legged forward fold with the bind. You can always release the bind whenever you'd like at any time, whenever it no longer serves you. Stay with your breath. Continue to hinge your weight into your toes. If you still have the bind, slowly release it. Inhale, halfway lift with your spine. Exhale, runner's lunge to the left, spider crawl your fingers over to the left, pivot your feet. Hands come to the inside of your left foot. Right knee comes down. Inhale, shine your heart, feel your hips engage. Exhale, just lean more, sink more into your hips. Second opportunity to let go of stress, tension, frustration, and make room for something else. Stay with your breath. Our minds tend to wander in these static postures. Inhale, tuck your toes under when you feel even on both sides. Lift your left toes high. Take scorpion dog, flip dog, whatever best serves you, whatever feels good. We'll meet in our last downward facing dog of class. Deep breath in together. Exhale, let it go. Notice the changes in your body. How do you feel different? What can you tell has lengthened, strengthened? We can't usually see any physical difference after 60 minutes. But what can you feel? How can you notice the changes within yourself? Inhale here. Audible exhale out. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step through all the way to a seat. Come on down. Then lengthen your legs out in front of you. Wiggle any fleshy bits from underneath your sit bones. Take a nice bend in your knees. I really encourage this so that you can stretch your lower back rather than more hamstring. We've already done a lot of hamstring. Your feet can be about hips width distance. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, hinge about 50%. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, then let your arms come all the way down. Let your spine fold. This is a nice lengthening, opening stretch for our lower back. So again, the deep bend in the knee allows the back to release, to soften. If you'd like a little additional opening through your shoulder blades, you can wind your right arm under your right knee and grab your left shin. Left arm under your left knee, grab your right shin. So you're just crossing your hands under your knees and then pull on your shins to feel your shoulder blades press apart. Stay with your breath. Stay with your intention. That's what it's all about. Inhale, slowly roll up. Bring your knees under your ankles under your knees. Then with your last bit of effort, roll all the way down onto your back. Place your left knee or left foot on the mat. Right knee comes up and crosses over your left ankle, supine figure 4. So your right ankle's over your left knee. And then continue to press your right knee out towards the bottom of your mat. If you'd like a little more sensation, you can thread your hands behind your left thigh. Feel that outer hip, outer glute opening. How can you sink your torso, sink your neck more into the mat as your hips open and soften? Stay with your breath. Come back to your intention. Inhales, I am. Exhales, strong. Slowly release your left foot down if it's not already there. Remove your right foot, maybe straighten it up towards the sky. Take some bends, some circles with your ankle, bring some blood back into that leg. And then stamp your right foot down on the mat. Switch sides. Left ankle comes over your right knee. Before you intertwine your hands, can you press your left knee forward to the end of your mat? Feel that opening in your hip. Then if you'd like a little more sensation, you can thread your hands behind your right thigh. Sink into your space. Feel your breath. Inhales, I am. Exhale out your intention, whatever the word, whatever the meaning is for you. When you feel even on both sides, point your right foot back down to the mat if it's not already there. Lift your left leg high. Again, take some bend in your knees, maybe some circles with your ankles. Let it feel good through your leg. And then place your left foot down on the mat too. Inhale, hug your knees into your center. Then release your left leg long all the way down onto the mat. Inhale, pull your right knee up into your armpit. Exhale, supine twist. Right knee twists over your left side body. Stack your right knee over your left hip. Then gaze can go out to a right. Arms can be at a T, maybe cactus by your sides. The most important part of this posture is that your shoulders stay pressed to the mat. That allows your torso to twist safely and comfortably. Inhale, hug your knees into center. Give yourself a little neutralizing squeeze. Then release your right leg long onto the mat. Inhale, lift your left knee up and outside your armpit. Exhale,
supine twists. Left knee comes over your right side body. Left knee stacks over your right, or left hip stacks over your right hip. Then again, arms can come out to a T. Gaze can be over towards the left if that's comfortable in your body. Most important thing is that your shoulders stay pressed into the mat. Stay with your breath. When you feel even on both sides, hug your knees into center. Exhale, happy baby. Grab for the insides or outsides of your feet. And then kick your feet up into your hands rather than pulling your feet down with your hands. You can roll side to side if your lower back is pressed into the mat. Maybe you take some happy baby noises, flutter your lips, stick out your tongue, make a lion's breath sound. Whatever you need, whatever feels good in your practice, in your body right now. When you're ready to close up our practice, bring your knees into center. Inhale, hug up into a tiny ball. Give yourself a squeeze. Thank yourself for all the work, all the self-reflection you've done in these last 60 moments. Deep breath in. Exhale, release to your final Shavasana. Take up as much space as you can. Get out any wiggles or shakes right away. And then find stillness. You release every muscle, every joint, every single part of your body. Even release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. I will guide you out when it is time. You are welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. If you'd like to move on with your Sunday, take a deep intentional breath in and an intentional exhale. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankles, whatever movements in your body feel necessary right now. Take a big good morning stretch, lifting your arms overhead as if you're waking up for the first time today. Then find your way up to a comfortable seat, however you'd like. Eyes can stay closed or gaze can stay softened. We meet in a comfortable seat with our hands at heart center. I invite you to take this practice of self-reflection off of your mat into the rest of your life. How can you notice, observe, and change yourself, your mind, and everything around you? Inhale, bring your hands to your third eye center, where you know before you know. Go in light, go in peace, go in love. Bow forward to seal in your practice. Namaste.